Hitting the gas a little bit. Getting the gas. Well, hey y'all, welcome back to Doug's Cars. Welcome to Daytona Beach International Raceway. I gotta put my seatbelt on because safety third is always a big thing here at Doug's Cars. But I'm back in my 2003 Lincoln Town car, which I've called Das Boot. And we're here to do charity laps at the road course here at Daytona International Raceway. So this car, if you've watched my past videos, if you've been a long-time subscriber, you know that I've taken this car out on the Richmond Raceway, formerly Richmond International Raceway, and Dominion Raceway, which is in Stafford, Virginia, kind of in the Northern Virginia area. But now I live in Florida, and I live 2 hours from Daytona. And I've already been here for a bunch of events, but I've never driven here. And of course, obviously, the choice is a V8 rear-wheel drive American luxury sedan. No, but I mean, like, NASCARs are V8 rear-wheel drive, American made. I mean, except for the Toyotas, but the Camrys are made in Kentucky. Okay, yeah, so enough of my blathering. They're gonna let us go in like a couple minutes, and I can't wait. This is gonna be awesome. Well, we're about to head onto the track. This is awesome. I'll go ahead and cut to the forward-facing camera, which has been acting up, so I'm hoping it works. Here we go. Oh, wow. This is awesome. Windows up here. Wow. So this is actually the road course, which is fine and dandy because you know, I'm driving on the track at Daytona. This is awesome. And you're always behind. It's usually a Camry nowadays because that's what they use for the pace cars. Usually behind a Camry, V6 Camry, and they're pretty fast. But you're usually limited to, let's say, I think they said that 55 was going to be the limit for this. I don't know if we'll be able to go above that or not. I know in Richmond I did get over 80 in this car, which was not a problem. And the guy who was driving the pace car, and I was actually on pole in this car, which is funny. The Lincoln Town car was a pole position vehicle. That's just the way it worked out. And the guy like waves to roll the window down after we're out for our laps, and he goes, "Hey, are you a race car driver? Because you were keeping up with me really well." And I go, "Well, I'm a very poor race car driver." My friends who are on my former race team who are watching this will attest to that. Wow, look at the wall. That's awesome. There's no way we could drive up there. That's just not even going to be possible. I mean, you have to be going super. I mean, look at how steep that is. I hope you can see it in front of that CRV. And then there's that Cobra up in front of the CRV, which when that started up, that sounded great. Anyway, long story short, the guy goes, you must be a race car driver. And I was like, well, you know, yes, but you know, I'm better when there's not people on both sides of me hemming me in an inch away on either side. But yeah, I definitely am. And he goes, well, you were really good, so why don't you come out and we'll do a couple of hot laps in the Camry, just you and me, no one else. And that was awesome. I got to do that and ride with him. And come to find out, he was a retired LEO, law enforcement officer, local county police department. And I go, well, you drove CVPI, Crown Victoria Police Interceptors, as part of your job, so you know that this is a solid chassis, and this is an 03 model, which was the final iteration of the Panther platform. So it had the best steering, the best handling, the best brakes. Oh, we're actually, yeah, this is awesome. I'm actually steering to the right to maintain this. This is so cool. There was definitely not anything like this when we were doing the Richmond race. I mean, it's banked, but not like that. And obviously the big turn bankings, you can't do it unless you're going at speed, because the car's not going to work. It's like when you go to the Land Rover dealership and they make you go over all the obstacles and you feel like the car is going to flip over, but obviously it's not, but you have that sensation. So we're going about 30 right now. So, I mean, obviously I'm behind an old Honda CRV, and you know, there is a Charger up there. Of course, that Cobra is really cool, Fox body. And there's a Navigator up there. So I'm not the only Lincoln on the track. Yay! Go Lincoln. What do we got up there? Is a Bronco Sport, I see. Like a really nice Shelby, like maybe a GT 500. I can't tell from here, too far away. But the current gen Mustang. No tire chirp. These are good Michelins. I splurged and got the best of the best of the best for these. But this thing handles really well, and you know, it leans a little bit because it's a big heavy boat of a car, but that's to be expected. And so this is the race course. So this is cool. So I have walked on this here because I was here back in November. I got to meet Christy Lee, and you know, she filmed an intro for me back then, and it was just an awesome you know, post-Thanksgiving Turkey Day event they have every year, and just cars as far as the eye can see. And then I was here last spring for the Jeep Beach event, which was here, which had, you know, 75,000 people and Jeeps. And I plan on coming back to that. I don't own a Jeep right now, of course, but I've owned several Jeeps in my lifetime, and I love them. The thing is, and you know, if you're a Jeep guy, don't take this the wrong way. I don't mean it in a really negative sense, but like that event was all JK and JL Wranglers. There was like one Grand Wagoneer, there were like 1 or 2 XJs, and then like 50,000 JK Wranglers, and then, you know, 500 JLs. And you know, those are fine. You know, they're all, you know, angry grilled out and everything, you know, or, you know, the guy who puts the one mod on, it's the angry grill. There was a bunch of that, and I personally loathe the angry grills, but that was a great event. I mean, it was like 85 degrees out. I was walking around looking at all the vendors and all the cool stuff. Wow, here we are on the high banking again and going into this turn, and I don't know what the turn numbers are because I don't know, they're all big one turn, but there's no way that I could drive up there in this car at this speed. We're going 38, and I smell brakes from someone, which is funny because the brakes are good on this, and it's not me. So I don't even know what the pace car is. I imagine it's another V6 Camry because that's what they used in Richmond, and you know, they, you know, big sponsor of NASCAR. But I can't see, it's so far up there that I don't even know what it is. And so we actually had, one of the times I went, we had a guy behind us in a pace car as well, keeping us together, because the track there is much smaller than this, of course. And so obviously you're gonna have people who go slowly, and you don't want people behind you catching up and trying to lap, because you can't pass. I mean, they're gonna kick you out if you do something stupid like that. So this is cool. I know they're having like a 24-hour Rolex race here currently. I don't know if it's still going on. I know one of my friends on Twitter works for a team, and they were here, and he was uploading pictures. Bozy, if you're watching, I hope y'all have fun, and you can find an Applebee's nearby. I'm sure there is, because the Bob Evans across the street went out of business, unfortunately. Maybe they all did, but yeah, we can clip the corners here. There were little rumble thingies, and I wish I could get a little more speed up, but I'm driving at Daytona. How sweet is this? In my Lincoln Town car, a car that I can never, when I go to sell this car, I can never say that this car was never tracked, because it's now been on 3 tracks, 2 major NASCAR tracks, and of course the really nice road course at Dominion in Stafford. That was a fun trip. Just for more fun, the first time I drove on the Richmond race course, the NASCAR track, I was in my BMW i3. I no longer have it. I had it for 4 years. They were 4 fun years, but the first charity track thing I did was in the i3, because that was the most ridiculous car I had at the time. The tires were 3 inches wide, and you know, it was great. We didn't really get above 70 or 75. I could have gone faster, but it was carbon fiber, rear wheel drive, rear engine, and I was driving it on a racetrack, which is hilarious and great, and it triggered the traction control on the curves in you know, when you're going up on the curves here. And you know, that was just really cool. So the CRV is like way up by the wall. That's awesome. All right, getting the gas a little bit, getting the gas, get the gas. Can I get to 80? 81. All right, and now we 82. Okay, get on the binders here and slow down for this turn. All right, that was cool. I got a little bit of speed up there. I mean, interstate speed really, but not on a curve like that, and not on a bank like that pretty much ever. So that was cool. I think they're letting us do 2 laps, so that would probably be the second lap. I'm glad they let us get up to a little bit more speed. Maybe they're gonna let us go out again, I'm not sure. I'll keep the cameras going and keep my mouth running, because that's how this works. But they definitely did not have as many people here, I guess, as they expected, which is great for me, because you know, I got to pull right up and literally like sign the waiver sheet, and 2 minutes later, after setting up my cameras, which takes all of 45 seconds, we're out getting ready to go out on the track. And I didn't really want to wait. You know, for hours to do this because I live 2 hours away, so this was great. It just worked out perfectly for that. Cars doing fun, which is great. I wish it'd be fun to do some donuts in that grass over there, but I might frown on that a little bit. I'd have to turn the traction control off too. That has not been triggered by anything we're doing here. It was funny that the i3 triggered the traction control. You can definitely see my reaction to that in that video, which is pretty humorous. And I can link to that one too, so you can check that one out. I can't believe there's a Lincoln Navigator up there. It's not even a new one. It's like a 2011 or something. So people are catching on to my YouTube ridiculousness of bringing a car to a racetrack event that shouldn't be on a race course. Although that's also V8 and rear-wheel drive, and it may not even be the all-wheel drive model. The Bronco Sport up there, that's pretty funny too. That's nice. I wonder how that handles. I have a buddy who has one, and I have a friend who's just ordered a Ford Maverick, so they're all pretty much similar underneath. It's behind that Mustang, which is just glorious. There's actually some pretty cool cars out. They're not just all family sedans or SUVs, so that's good to see. I mean, it's not cheap to do this, but NASCAR doesn't take any of your money to keep for themselves. It all goes to charity. It was $50 to do this, and I think it was only $20 to do it in Richmond, and you could go sign up and pay another $20 and do more laps. And the cool thing about Richmond was you could do it at night, and I think they have this going till 7:30, but I came right after work. So under the lights racing in Richmond was awesome. No, we weren't really racing, but I thought I was racing. So that was cool because I got, in that same video, I did daylight, and then I stayed like an hour because it was winter and it got dark and I had the lights on, and it was just super cool. So, okay, looks like we're going off the track here. So I'm gonna, oh, there's a V6 Mustang up there from the first like generation they did with the retro styling. Those can be fun. A buddy who had one of those was a stick shift, and it sounded good. I think it had an aftermarket exhaust. He picked it up used, but it sounded great just for a V6. And those were those 4-liter Cologne-built, German-built V6s. Yeah, we'll head off the track over here, and I'm not going to do any more laps. I'm not going to stick around for dark because that's quite a ways away at this point. It's just now 5 o'clock, and days are getting longer, which is great, especially if you're filming YouTube videos like I do, and you need daylight to do that. So pulling off the track. So thanks y'all so much for joining and checking out Doug's Cars and checking out the crazy things that we do on Doug's Cars. There's so much more cool stuff coming your way very soon. I'm so glad I got to do this today. Please hit subscribe so you can see all the other crazy things that we do on Doug's Cars, and be seeing y'all shortly. Have a great day. But wait, there's more. One little bonus. I'm pulling out right after I turned the cameras off, and I didn't have time to turn it back on. And there's a guy waving everybody out, and he's kind of clapping, just cheering because it's funny. Everybody's out. And as I'm driving out, he yells, "Hot Rod Lincoln!" And I was like, yes, somebody gets it. The absurdity of it. So I had to share that tidbit. That was fun.